We're back again on Lutherans Alive with Gwen Steiner, who's here today to talk to us about the Fair Trade Ministry that's seeking to make connections for those in third world countries and even in our own country in somewhat difficult and challenging situations that enables them to provide for their families and in some ways to provide blessings for those around them as well.
Yes.
Gwen, thanks again for being with us today. I know there were at least a couple of other things that you wanted to point out. Why don't we start with the purses? There are two very beautiful purses in the back, or maybe there are more than two. I'm not quite sure.
There's two.
Why don't you tell us about one of those?
This one here is made by a group called Amani Jew, which is a group that is in Kenya. And the women that are part of that group have all fled different war-torn countries in Kenya and ended up in Nairobi. And this pastor brought the women together. Though they didn't all speak the same language or anything, they had that common denominator of going through war, and they were in a refugee status. So he brought the women together, and they bonded, and they now do beautiful sewing crafts as well as they make jewelry. One of the neat things about this is made out of those plastic grocery bags.
Oh, really?
Yes, and so a lot of different fair trade products are recyclable type items, things that they've found in the dump or whatever. And so this is made out of those grocery bags, which they have crocheted together. And one of the neat things about this particular group is Amani Jew, for every purse that they sell, they put a message of peace inside the purse for their American sister, so that she has that. And this bag is called the Kibera bag.
Okay.
And it means to renew. And what they said about this bag is how in Christ he makes us all new. And so they tell those stories when they sell their products, different things. So it's a lovely group of women. When there was recent unrest in Nairobi, they shut down their for-profit business and opened the doors and welcomed the people off the streets into there and said, you rescued us when we were homeless, and you're now in a time of turmoil. We know what war is like. And they provided them with food and blankets and all sorts of things, and a safe harbor for the people of Kenya. And just a wonderful group of women.
A marvelous story, and I think a great illustration of how no matter what we're doing, we can find ways to share the gospel and to let people know about Christ's love and God's presence in our lives in different ways. Very interesting, and such a neat idea to be able to use what we would consider to be a cast-off in the plastic bags in order to make a very attractive product. The other piece, I guess, that we were talking about and looking at here, sitting right down here in front, is a small nativity.
Yes.
And it looks like there's got to be a story behind that one.
There is a story behind that one. That came from Peru. And the group of artists that make them are actually men with disabilities. And just so they can't have the livelihood that some of the other men in their villages do, because they can't go out in the fields and those types of things. But their hands are still good.
Yeah.
And so they mold these nativities, and they just do beautiful work. It's one of our newer products. We just connected with the group, and we're very pleased with the work and the ministry that we can do to help them out as well.
Yeah. Creativity in every one of these items as we see them. The creative gift is certainly evident. We were talking also in terms of the cost and the exchange rate, or the financial arrangement with fair trade, is that this is not a for-profit venture, but rather this is an arrangement in order that those who make the product get the full benefit of the product, so they are purchased and then sold here for the price that they were purchased by. Yeah,
that's how we at the Synod do that. Whatever we pay for the product, we turn around and we sell it for that price. the thought is that we want to get these into the hands of many people as possible so that they know the story. We think it's beneficial to them, and as well as certainly we can benefit more people if we're able to, in those countries, if we're able to sell their product. There are a number of groups in the country that do fair trade ministries. We have one in Squirrel Hill that's 10,000 villages. They do a wonderful job. Their products cost a bit more than ours, but the reason that their products do is they also provide grants for startup groups. So if there's a group of women that are sew beautifully and they want to start up a co-op to send purses over here like that one over there, 10,000 Villages will give them the upfront money to get that started. And so that's why sometimes prices are more at different fair trade groups. It's because that they're ones that give grant money out. And so that's the extra that you see on top of their price. So they do a wonderful ministry.
Very good. The other thing that we wanted to make sure we had a chance to talk a little bit about is that this fair trade endeavor is just one of the ministries that is brought to our attention and made possible in our Synod by the Synod Global Mission Committee, right?
That's correct.
Tell us a little bit about how the Global Mission Committee supports these kinds of things, and maybe a little bit about what the work of the committee is about these days.
The Global Mission Committee, we decided to become involved in fair trade back in 2001, and it was a way to make awareness of issues relating to our brothers and sisters around the world. We didn't want to just focus on Madagascar. We really truly wanted to be a global committee, and so that's kind of how it got started, and it's continued that way. The committee helps with volunteering at sales. It takes a lot of work at times to set up or tear down a sale, as well as doing inventory type things like that. And so we have a team, and I can call them and say, okay, I need you here or there, and we get together and we do different things like that. So the Fair Trade Ministry is one of the aspects of our committee. We also do trips to Madagascar to raise awareness of what is going on with our companion synod and our brothers and sisters over there. We also offer usually when a Madagascar trip is occurring, we'll offer a second trip to some other place focusing on some sort of an issue. So recently a group came back from Senegal because they looked at the issues of Muslims and Christians working side by side. Before that, the group went to South Africa, and I was privileged to be a part of that group that went to South Africa, and we looked at AIDS ministries. And again, fair trade, kind of popped out again. But those are different things that we do. We also look at issues relating to refugees and those that are settling here in the Pittsburgh area.
Yeah. It becomes clear to us as we talk that there are many issues and connections around the world where we can be involved and where folks can benefit by cooperative efforts together. We thank you very much, Gwen, for bringing this cooperative effort to our attention today. And on the screen, we've been including contact information for folks that would need more information. Thanks so very much for taking the time to bring all the marvelous things in today.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you for being with us today on Lutherans Alive. We hope you've enjoyed this opportunity to become a bit more familiar with the Fair Trade Initiative and the work of the Global Mission Committee of the Synod. Maybe this will be an opportunity to broaden your horizons and your understanding of ways to cooperate around the world. Until next time, this is Lutherans Alive. Good day, and God bless you.